Jesus explains the divine reality as an alternative to the world of games. July 8, 2015. Words from Jesus to Sister Claire, spoken by Jackie. Claire began, "O Lord, I feel so totally inebriated in your love." "And I in yours, Claire." "Really?" "Yes, you remember little Pantutu. You looked into his eyes and were lost in the wonder of his little being." "Yes, I do remember. It was intoxicating." This experience you find in Graces Dispensed on Your Behalf. The link is below this video. Yes, it is very intoxicating. There is nothing like that kind of love. It is indeed a new kind of love, a new class of love. It is divinized because it is between the very spirits, the essence of our beings. There is nothing like it on earth that can correlate. That is why heaven is so saturated with bliss. Everyone is relating to one another on that level. There are no things to bring them down, except perhaps the news from earth. Wow, my head feels like it's floating above my shoulders. Yes, that's what it feels like. You are operating in another dimension, another wavelength. This state is so readily attained by being with me in spirit and in truth. Your eyes are even a little blurry. It's as if you have floated behind the veil that separates us, and it's always propelled by divine love. This is at the very core of all miracles, this longing to love. It is responsible for bilocations, for being lifted up physically off the ground, for the manifestation of miracles, for the ability to overcome everything in this world you are now living in. All can be overcome by this superabundant love. Is this what yogis do? In a manner of speaking, yes. They control the wavelength of their thoughts, and that brings them into this state. However, it is different than divine love. It is more artificial, in the sense that it is attained by means other than knowing, longing, and serving me. But for you, it is a natural consequence of your service to me. My happiness permeates all that you do or touch and divinizes it. Music, art, teaching, praying, serving, all of these actions can be divinized in transports of love as the soul draws nearer and nearer to me. Well, I want to talk of these things because there is so much talk of the supernatural these days, so much running after the spectacular. But I say to you, the most spectacular of all things that can occur on earth is the love of the soul for her Creator, and beside that, for her brother. There are different ways to attain these disciplines, many different ways, but the very best is the desire of love. This is what brings you into the miraculous. This fire, once it is ignited within you, rages and burns away the pettiness of the flesh, bringing the soul face to face with me and my pure love for you. You are in that altered state of supreme peace. I have brought you here with me, my love, just to instruct you about these different dimensions and their access. This is why you love your cats so much. They slip into this state when they are around you. Satan has a counterfeit for everything. This state of mind was reserved for worship and camaraderie, never just to be used as a private tool of manipulation or mind control. But if one discovers the principles, they can in fact be put in place without the substance, love. This is another reason gaming has become so wildly important in the lives of people. It again transforms out of this reality into an ether-like reality, where you become what you imagine. This is also the precursor to witchcraft, dangerously close to that altered reality, manipulated by the mind for evil purposes. That is, exerting the human will on the free will of another to overpower and obtain a selfish and short-sighted result. The power of the mind is beyond reckoning, and it is a sad thing when ability overshadows morality. These things are not meant to be had supernaturally independent of divine love. This is an abuse and premature use of the mind. Yet anyone can access it to their detriment, if their motive is not pure love that I capture in a sense and use to transform a soul into a divine reality. In other words, it is like healing skills. If not done strictly from a motive of love, brotherly or divine love, it can become a temptation and even a weapon in the hands of souls who are not given this gift by me. It is ultimately the safest to love me to distraction, and should I decide you are ready for a gift of supernatural nature, I give it to you. In this way you cannot go off track so easily and fall through pride, doing damage to many souls. Oh my love, these things are wildfire, and if sought as an end in themselves can lead to the destruction and loss of a soul. So many have tampered with the occult and fallen into perdition, of their own choosing, I might add. They have a toxic hatred for being controlled by anyone, of having limits put on them. Obedience is out of the question. Certain souls just want to run rampant with power and show the world what they can do. But they haven't the love and discretion to control themselves, and since they refuse my control, they have almost nothing but intoxication with their own selves and their abilities. Thus a soul who believed themselves to be starting out with the good of others in mind is easily deceived and led off track if he or she is not submitted to me. A man's gift can bring his ruin, as you well know. I prefer to give gifts with maturity, to protect my children's integrity. I'm explaining all this to you because you live in a society that is constantly pushing the limits, electronically. There are many specters of control being used against you. By that I mean energies being used by spirits and electronically to create chaos in the human mind and separate you from me. That is why quiet time, worship, and prayer are so important. Your spirit can very easily get out of alignment with me once you are steeped in the doings of the world. That does include gaming and certain infused evils that are veiled under a mask of innocent fun. Gaming is very addictive, very dangerous, and very deliberately corrupting the higher levels of human thought and desire. It is hard to explain, but I think you get the picture. There are many young people who are held captive in this altered reality of gaming. It takes over the mind and provides a means of escape from the pain of this world, without offering a way out of the trouble. You begin to live in the other reality where it is safe, where you are in control and isolated from harm. Why have I brought this up? Good question. You are dealing with a lot of souls who have fallen into confusion about the purpose of their lives because of gaming. This world is so hard to deal with that eventually, if you have a means of escape, you take it and put off dealing with the real problems. If you don't wake up, you fall down the rabbit hole into a make-believe existence, where the only way to relieve the pain of failure is to play another game. Ask anyone who has been delivered from this, and you will see clearly what I'm telling you. So what is the cure for this? Being drawn into my presence, my love, my reality, my dimension, into me, where everything is supernatural, the God dimension. This happens when you worship, when you pray, when you meditate on my word. You step out of yourself into another reality, another dimension, my world, my reality, where I have all the answers, all the strength, and all the love you could ever want or need. Gaming is Satan's answer to the suffering young people deal with from day to day. Being with me is the real answer, being drawn into my dimension. But don't people need a little recreation? Yes, but that kind of recreation is more powerful and has more potential to distort the life than the simpler things. It looks innocent, but examine the fruit. Not only that, but it is deliberately designed to be addictive. So much so that the gamer begins to depart from reality and live in the gaming world, where self-worth is determined by skill level and other gamers, and where violence is not experienced on the real level. Fun to shoot the bad guy, but have you ever been with someone who was just shot and dying? Not a game anymore. But desensitizing young people is the hidden agenda behind this violence. It is a precursor to the chaos and rage Satan has planned for this world, and is even now surfacing. Gaming has desensitized this generation, who now see reckless driving, shooting, and bombing as a recreational activity. My love, I have taken the time to go over this with you because some of our listeners are caught in this destructive addiction. I wish for them to understand what they are truly dealing with in their lives, to give them a chance to make an informed decision and get out of it. Some would argue that there are benefits, but weigh them carefully against moral decline and addictive behavior. Are there any games that they can play? The rule is, anything that is sinful depicts suffering, rebelliousness and anarchy, violence, war, destruction. Anything like that is not healthy. There are simple little games, educational and to increase mental abilities and innocent, creative fun, like building cities, golf and the like. But if one becomes addicted, then you have a problem. Be ever so careful to examine the game and its goals before you get involved in it. There is nothing wrong with innocent fun. It is the sinful that should never be a part of your life. My children, I am not trying to deprive you of all fun. I am asking you to be smarter than the devil and look beyond the fun to see what things you are learning and being introduced to. I'm asking you to consider the loss of time when you become so addicted to the game you lose track of your life. Where you are going, who you are serving, what is happening to your goals in life, your true purpose. Consider these things and be advised that if a man scoops fire into his lap, he will get burned. Be wise as a serpent and gentle as a dove. Your adversary has thousands of years of practice corrupting human nature. Stay in obedience to me, and you will be protected. Yield up your will. Lord, please reveal to me that this is not pleasing to you, and I will stop. And expect me to do it. There is little as pleasing to me than a soul who values obedience above their own desires. I bless you now to see through my eyes the things that you are giving your time to, and the courage to let go of them, if need be.